Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. We're still on the beautiful New River here in southern West Virginia. We just got done down the road there putting a toilet and a HVAC control and a micro air thermostat. Now we're to work on a propane system. About 100 yards from where we worked on that other one. The gentleman says this is a new to him camper. He has zero camper experience. He's remodeling this thing inside right now. He says he has a leak here at the tanks when he turns the tanks on. So I've got you guys, I got the camera, I got my soapy water. Let's see where the leak's at. All right, let's turn this tank on. Hose her down with some soapy water. Turn this side on. I am not seeing anything. I want to check the regulator. It's got a vent in the bottom. If the diaphragm's busted, you'll be having some gas come out the bottom. I'll have to squirt some soapy water in my hand and put it on the bottom of it. See if it makes bubbles. And it doesn't. Well, I am not seeing any leaks at all. Nothing. All right, well. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just go inside and do a leak down test on this thing. See if we have any leaks in the system. I've never videoed that before. I'm going to video that today. I don't know, maybe that's a mistake. I don't know, but you have to have the proper equipment to do it with. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going to show you. I am only showing this test for demonstration purposes. Do not use this video as a how-to to do this drop test on your RV or any other place where you have flammable gas. You have to have the proper training and the proper tools to do this test. So please don't do this test if you don't have those things. Easiest place to check this is your cooktop. So let's just get this top off here. Sometimes these things can be a bear to get off. Should just push it back. It clips, comes up, clips off, and then get it out of your way. So all we're going to do is pull one of the eyes off. There's one screw back here, and it just pulls off the valve. Now we take our manometer, which is a very low pressure measuring device. Just put the rubber hose right on the end of the valve, turn the valve on, and we can see, let's pull this thing out. We can see that we have 14 water column inches, which is perfect. 11 to 14 water column inches is what you want for pressure. Now let me go outside, cut both tanks off, and then we're going to bleed this down some, and then we're just going to watch it. And if the needle drops, we got a leak somewhere. If it doesn't, we don't have any leaks. All right, for you all, you know, it's just like that. But customer said, hey, let's go ahead and change those two short hoses from the propane tanks to the regulator anyway, because that's where he thought he had a leak, and I ordered him 2 extras. I got to keep 2 of those on the truck, but I ordered 2 extras. He said, let's go ahead and put those on. So we're going to put those on. Now we will test the system. So I went ahead and charged the system after I put the new hoses on. Squirted it with soapy water, just make sure we didn't have any huge leaks. Everything looked good there. So now let's leak test the whole system. So once again, the tanks are off. We've got 14 water column inches, and we're going to bleed this off to about 8 water column inches. and I can bleed it off right here. And actually it will take a while to bleed that pressure off, but when it goes all at once. So you gotta be careful. Do it slowly, because like I say, when that needle starts dropping, it'll drop like a rock. This is just a bleeder valve here. So what you want to do is bleed some of the surface pressure out of the system, and you can either do it if your manometer doesn't have a bleeder valve right here. All you do is just open another eye on the stove and bleed it off that way. All right, there we are. So there's 5, 6, 7. There's 9. Let's see if we can get it down to 8. All right, there's exactly 8 water column inches. Now we start our watch, start the stopwatch, and all we do is watch this for a little while, see if it drops. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. That leak down test has kind of changed over the years. We used to bleed them down to 10 water column inches and watch it for 10 minutes. Now they want you to bleed it down to 8 water column inches, and I think only 3 minutes. I don't know, I usually go 5. It's because a lot of these new campers with all rubber hoses, no copper, they won't pass that. They won't pass that 10 water column 10-minute test. Well, what's that tell you? Those hoses are junk. Now this is an older camper, so the only thing that's rubber is the 2 hoses go from the tank to the regulator, and from the regulator down to the steel line. It actually has a 1/2-inch steel line that runs from the front of the camper back to the last propane appliance, and then from that steel line you got copper lines that come from it. I always call that steel line the trunk line. So from the trunk line up to your appliance, you've got copper. It was a fail-safe system. I mean, you didn't have leaks, but of course they had to go to rubber, because a lot of these campers nowadays is all rubber. There's no copper, no steel, no nothing. It's just all rubber, and they will not pass. I have never seen one personally that would pass the 10 water column 10-minute test. So yeah, whatever. Well, it's been 2 minutes. I'll bring y'all back in 3. We are just over 4 minutes. And we're still, it's actually made a little bit of pressure. It's about 8.5 water column inches. Now, I don't know this to be a fact, but I believe the 11 to 14 water column inches equals like 1/4 of a PSI. So this is once it gets past the regulator, this propane system, even if it's in your house or your camper, is a super low pressure system. That way, I think that, oh, well, I know they do that because if there's a leak, they don't want to dump, bunch of cubic feet of gas into an enclosed space and let it ignite. So if these things do have a leak, of course, the new tanks have the Acme valve. If they detect a leak, they'll shut off anyway. But if you had a little bitty leak, it's just not going to leak very much. Let me see. Well, we're over 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And you can see we're just about 9 water column inches now. So the propane system in this camper is good. There are no leaks. Like I said in the beginning, this is a new to him camper. He's never owned a camper. He's never slept a night in a camper. So he wants me to go through. He wants me to go through, show him how to light the furnace, light the water heater, and all that. I'm not going to take y'all along for that. This water heater is a manual valve water heater, so you actually have to light the pilot light. The furnace, you just turn the thermostat on, and it does its thing. So why don't y'all do your thing? Get down there in that comment section. Leave me a comment, a criticism, a concern. And I'm going to go up road as soon as I show him some stuff. And I'm going to get me some lunch. because it's way past lunchtime. So catch y'all later.